I think it was probably what you'd say was typical for a lot of organizations. And I think, we've all been there at some point. There was information in a whole range of different places. You might email Jane for a list of co-investors on a transaction, or you'd call Fred from the healthcare team and ask him about a deal that happened in 2014. You had physical meeting notes in people's notebooks, you had emails going back and forth, and really everything was siloed in its own little place. So, in terms of working life, I think it was about trying to navigate a pretty complex ecosystem of applications, people, and spreadsheets. And I think that's fine at the end of the day when you're a small organization and everyone knows everyone. But we were realizing that at that point, we reached a level of maturity of our organization where we needed something more structured and we needed a comprehensive tool. I think we've seen two key benefits. One is really greater efficiency, and the other is better access to institutional information. So in general, it's just faster now and easier to find information that we need. So for example, any information relating to a deal that we might have worked on in the past 3 years, that's now available on DealCloud. Another example is that we log all of our interactions and meetings with various parties. So who we met with, the company they work for, the topic of the meeting and the date, etc. And we also file our meeting notes now on DealCloud as well. So because of the way the database is structured, that means that specific meeting and that note feeds into a whole range of analytics, and that's quite powerful. So we might want to know, for example, how many times a particular advisor has seen us in the past 6 months. We then compare that to the deals that we've worked on with them in the past 2 years, and then compare that to the deals they've sourced and their share of wallet versus their competitors. Or I might have a colleague in New York who's working on a particular transaction. They don't have a particularly close relationship with the sell-side advisor, but they can see on DealCloud that we've met with them a number of times in the UK, and so they can call me up for an introduction. So I think more broadly, it's meant we can track our deal pipeline, we can look at staffing, we can look at loan allocations, a whole variety of different things. And all of that is on the same platform. So everything that was previously disparate and held in different spreadsheets, now it's integrated in one system and we can work more efficiently and make better decisions. Well, I think having DealCloud definitely sets us apart from where we were 18 months ago. But I don't think just having the tool itself really sets us apart from our peers, mostly because I expect that, peers of our size, of our maturity, have all probably gone through a similar process and are now using a CRM themselves. That being said, I think what will hopefully set us apart eventually is broadly 3 different things. So one is the level of adoption that we have with the tool itself. And that's from the most junior level to the most senior level. Number 2, I think, is the quality of the information that's getting put into the system, and also the volume of that information. And then finally, I think it's the way that we leverage that information to, inform our more strategic decisions or day-to-day decisions. Those are things that we're constantly focused on because, we spent time implementing the tool, but unfortunately that doesn't stop. And it means that some of us are quite busy thinking always about how we can improve it and what we can do to enhance the tool. I think there's sort of historically been some hesitation around large-scale technology changes for all of the obvious reasons around cost and effort and risk of failure. But I think it's fair to say that given the relatively positive experience with DealCloud, we're all becoming a little bit more open to change. And that's everything from the most complex technologies, so thinking about artificial intelligence and machine learning and how we can apply that to our DealCloud dataset, down to really simple things that are around productivity enhancements and just making the day-to-day job a little bit easier. So, how do we access our information more easily from home, or how do we format a chart more efficiently? So, overall, I'd say it's meant a degree of openness has come about to explore other technologies and solutions that might help us day to day.